Hi, I'm Ambar, and this is Ambar in real life. This podcast is my space to share the journey of becoming through honest reflections, personal stories, and conversations with people in my life who have shaped who I am. From health and self worth to love, career, and everything in between, I'm here to speak what's true and sometimes comment on some of my posts that I've written on my blog, Ambar Virtual. If you are on your own path of growth and craving real connection, welcome. You are not alone.
You know that feeling when you're watching someone you care about and you can see exactly what they need to do to fix things? If they will just do this one thing, like got up earlier or stop texting this toxic person back or learning how to be more on time to their appointments, like if they just did this slight little change, everything will be better. And then suddenly, without meaning to, you got yourself a new mission. Not your mission, but their mission, because you're going to help them, guide them, save them. Except you can't, because this is something that people learn the hard way. We are not here to change anyone but ourselves. With that, welcome to Ambar in Real Life, the podcast where we explore personal growth, emotional clarity, and what it really means to live life with love, with intention, and perspective. If you have been following me from Ambar Virtual, you know I love exploring the beautiful contradictions of becoming and all the things that we say that we've lived in, but sometimes secretly we just struggle to practice. And today's reflection is about the savior behavior. That thing that makes us believe that out of love and kindness, out of sheer good intention, it is our job to rescue people. So, one thing I have noticed about myself is that when I think I'm helping someone, I'm often making a giant assumption that they already know what I know. And we forget that every single one of us has our own set of values and skills shaped by the way they grew up, our environment, the people that we were around, the values and the culture that we were taught as well, all the struggles that we survived during our lives. Take punctuality, for example. For some of us, being on time, it is a sign of respect for ourselves and other people's time. But for others, time is a suggestion. Like one person grew up in a house where dinner was served at 6 p.m. every night, no excuses, while another grew up in a house where schedules were flexible and life was more about flow than structure. Now, let's imagine these two opposite people in a relationship. That would be messy because without a proper conversation, a conscious conversation, without us or the other person asking, does being on time matter to you the way it does to me? You can almost guarantee conflict in this relationship. I remember a friend a long time ago. He was brilliant, creative, he was magnetic, he has this wonderful charisma, but he also had this pattern of chaos. Like he would miss deadlines, he was always losing things, making plans that he didn't keep. And I, in my infinite wisdom, unfortunately, I've been like this all my life. I thought that I could help him. Like I can fix this for him. So I started helping him with little reminders, systems, encouraging him to try new things, new routines. So I was basically acting like a life coach that he didn't hire. And well, guess what happened? He didn't change, obviously, and not because he was incapable of changing, but because he didn't ask me to change him, nor he wanted to change. And the worst part was that my help really started to feel like I was controlling him, and it became exhausting to me. Unfortunately, our friendship faded, not because we didn't care about each other, but because I couldn't let go of this idea of what he could become, of what could it be for him. I feel like I had this right to try to change him. And no, you can't. That's not how it works. So here are some of the things that I wish I understood back then. And number one, change has to be voluntary. It has to come from them. And it only happens when they are ready, when they know that this change is for the betterment of their lives, that it comes from love, and when it's connected to their own sense of pleasure and possibility. So when someone feels that change comes from them, they will change. Number two, the other thing that I learned from this is that you can offer information to people, you can model to them in a different way how to do things, but you really can just walk into someone's life and rearrange everything. So it's important for us to know that it doesn't matter how much we feel that we need to do something for someone we care about, it is something that they have to decide on their own. And the only thing that we can do is support them and be there for them. And if they ask for advice or a recommendation, yes, we can give it, but only if they actually ask for it, not like giving to them without them saying anything. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is why we try to change people in this first place. And one of the things that I have found in myself, and this is like all the reflections that I share is about me and my experiences with people in my life. I felt, and maybe this is something that might be relatable to other people, is that when we feel this need to change something in someone else is because their struggles or their way of living somehow make us uncomfortable. And we just want to relieve that discomfort. For other people, it's ego because they feel this role of being the wise one, of being the fixer in the relationship. And yeah, sometimes we think that we can change them. And other times we can feel that if we change them and their way of being, we will feel safer in that relationship with them. So I know that some of these patterns started when we were very young and learned them from our parents and our family dynamic. And for many of us, they are so intertwined with our sense of self that they become unconscious responses in our relationships. But here's the thing, the moment you assign yourself as someone's personal behavior, either consciously or unconsciously, you have already shifted the relationship into an imbalance. Because when you do that, what you're telling to the other person is that, hey, you are here and I'm here. And that changes the whole dynamic. So this dynamic stops being equal. And that's when all of these frictions, that's when all of these arguments start, because a relationship should always be this equal partnership. And when they're not, it's really difficult to keep the peace and to do things the right way because someone will be messing up all the time. And that's not a healthy relationship to have. However, when you finally let go of this savior role in your relationships, beautiful things happen. Like when you stop this savior role, you stop carrying burdens and responsibilities that aren't yours. You create a space for people to show you who they really are instead of who you are trying to mold them into. You also get your energy back, beautiful energy that you can use to work on the only person that you can change, and that's yourself. So if you think of yourself as someone who is falling into the savior role or someone close to you that is playing this role, I want to share some practical things that I've been doing to help me get rid of this and actually improve my relationships with people. So, number one, ask instead of assume. We really have to stop assuming that we know people and that we know their feelings and their thoughts. Asking someone, is this important to you, can do wonders, and it goes a long way for so many people. Because when we stop assuming things, when we actually get clear on the things that we really want to know, our relationships improve because the other person know that we care enough to ask for their opinion, for their thoughts, and their own point of view. Number two, offer help, but don't impose it. The same with assuming. Instead of just thinking that they need your help, ask first. And ask them if they're actually open to receive whatever information or opinion that you want to share with them. Because when we have their consent, we know that this information that we want to give is actually going to land for them, that they are actually going to listen. Because most times when people feel that they are getting imposed on an idea or a point of view or an opinion or whatever, they just shut down. And it's like they hear it, but they didn't actually listen and understand what you wanted to say. So they're not going to take that into account. So when you first ask if they are open to receive whatever you want to share, that's when you have like the green light to share your idea, your opinion, a tool that you want to share, whatever. But you have to remember, it's up to people to choose if they want to receive this information and then what to do with that information. Number three, model the behavior. I've seen that most people learn from what you consistently do than from what you tell them to do. So, yes, express your opinion on something if they're open to receive that, but also model that for them and do it consistently. Because if you say that, yes, I want to improve my relationship with you, but you're not communicating and you are not actually putting into the effort of having a conversation every day or every week or whatever timeline that you want, I mean, what are you doing? You cannot tell them to do something that you are not willing to do yourself and that you are not doing yourself. So this is very, very important. And number four, and the most important one, is accept reality. Some people are the way they are and they're not going to change. That's something that you really have to be aware and that you have to accept. And when you see that this person's personality and way of being is incompatible with you and your needs, with your values, and with the way you carry your life, you can decide to love them, but step back and say, okay, I love you, but you are not good for me for whatever reason, and I don't want to spend as much time with you, so on and so forth. You can decide what to do and how to do that. And yeah, that can mean a family member, that can mean a friend, that can mean a coworker, whatever person close to you that you feel that they're incompatible with you. And that's okay. We are not for everyone, and not everyone is for us. That's something that we all need to learn to accept. Accept reality. It's going to save you a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of headaches, and very uncomfortable moments. Because the truth is, people change when and if they want to. And sometimes the most loving thing that we can do is just let them be. Let them be who they are without trying to fix or change anything. With that, thank you so much for being with me here today and for taking the time, for giving yourself permission to learn a new way to see how relationships could benefit if we put our time to improve ourselves first instead of others. As always, if this episode helped you change the perspective about a relationship or made you think of someone you care about that would benefit from it too, share with them or post it to your stories. However you choose to share, I'm always grateful. And until next time, please take care of your mind, please take care of your body, and please take care of your heart. Bye.